plays, and big moments.
It's a ball!
It's 100.7. The Ticket. Black and white sport. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Bears game. Don't mess with the Cowboys here. But here's the twist on it. And this is where I said another commentary we got off before they went to TV with it. This is the Caleb Williams special. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Watch. Because that's what we do. I figured out what the plot is with the Cowboys. Because their attention is not about them winning. Because they are the entertainment capital. If you guys think about this historically, how many years have you seen people perform their best performance in history against Dallas? Live on, and usually it's always on TV in front of the damn nation.
Join Andre of the Savages. Weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. Go inside the game. Sports and sports talk are on 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus Media station.
It's a daily show with Coach Ryan Day, brought to you by Safe Flight Auto Glass. The way we watch Carnell Tate play, and especially some of the tough catches he makes, you think back to the Northwestern game last year at Wrigley Field, seemed to be kind of a breakout for him.
Well, Carnell is a big part of our offense right now, and needs to be moving forward because he's finding himself with a lot of opportunities with the offense, and when we have balance that we're looking for in the run and the pass, that's important, but also a balance in terms of the types of players that we have on the field, and if we're running the ball and forcing them to play, with an extra guy in the box, that's an advantage for us. But then, when you see Jeremiah, get some attention, he's going to find himself in some great opportunities. And so that's a very, very important part of where we're going here over the next month.
We'll have another comment in just a moment.
Hawkeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safe Flight Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. SafeLight Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
On the subject of wide receivers, Ryan, if you would just talk about kind of the relationship they have to have with the quarterback and how sometimes to us lay people, it seems like it's almost nonverbal at times.
Yeah. Wide receivers, it's very important for them to give body language. They're talking. Some receivers are really good with their body language. Others are not so good. And so quarterbacks really like the guys that they can see what they're doing with their route. When they put their foot in the ground, they turn. And, for instance, if a wide receiver is looking back, he's saying to himself, saying to the quarterback, I want the ball. If his eyes are down and he's running the route, he's still doing his work. And there's a way to run routes versus man. There's a way to run routes versus zone. And so for the quarterback to be able to read the wide receiver's body language on what he's doing is very important. And that doesn't just happen. It takes time. And these guys have worked hard in the offseason to get on the same page. And now that we played some games, they're working through a lot of different things in the passing game. But as quarterbacks can anticipate what the receiver is going to do, whether it's the receivers, the tight ends, or the running backs, is important in terms of being efficient.
Yeah, this is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Success in dollars, others in victories. At K&R, we think beyond the numbers. Behind every statistic is a person who needed someone to stand up and fight or to lend a helping hand. Hurt in a car? Call K&R.
Ryan Rankin here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Mike Golick and I have the call as Jordan Love and the Packers head south for a matchup with the Cowboys. Of course, it also marks the return of Micah Parsons to Dallas, where he became a pass-rushing star. Can Parsons make Dak Prescott and the Cowboys regret his trade to Green Bay? Join us to find out. Packers and the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. with NFL Sunday here on Toledo's home for football. ESPN 100.7, The Ticket.
Black and White Sports is now.
Trust and believe. It's something totally different. And stop with the Eminem, because Eminem's not one of the best either. And y'all can stop that.
Dre says he's the best on the mic. That's
Dr. Dre is a Fed, and so is Snoop. We covered this. Everybody fool with Dre and Snoop is dead or was locked up. I don't care what Dr. Dre said.
I'm just reporting.
Dr. Dre was wearing women's shoes before it was fashionable to do it as a guy.
Toledo's sports leader, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
What are you doing here? Business.
I'm the champion of the world, and nothing can be done about that. I can't be beat, and I won't be beat. This time I'm gonna train even harder. There won't be no quick knockdown.
Because the beating that you got from BCSN, I should have killed you, kid. You didn't.
This country wants to keep me down. They don't want a man like me to have the title because I'm not a puppet like that fool up there.
He's just another fighter. No, he ain't just another fighter. This guy is a wrecking machine, and he's hungry. Killers like this guy, he'll knock you into tomorrow.
I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best. Get out my face. And you better get that bad look off your face before I knock it off.
Hard words from a hard man.
Nothing is real if you don't believe in who you are. I reject the challenge. There's no challenge.
Don't listen to it. No, do listen to it. When this is over, a lot of folks are going to owe you an engraved apology.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
He's showing butt, bunts it up the first baseline. Scootle off the mound. Oh, he threw it over the head of the first baseman. Onhell's on his way to second. Going into third. He'll stop there. Boy, what a gamble. So they're playing small ball now. Laid down a beautiful bunt down the first baseline. And Scoople, for some reason, I think he had a chance to get him. He chose to flip it between his legs.
Ball coming inside, and Fry gets hit by it.
Oh, no. He tried to run this safety squeeze, and it hit him right in the face.
Hey, what's up now? It's a Wednesday. It's time to shut down all the foolishness. It's time to talk. We on the sports talk walk in the chalk or the field. What? It's on the grass. It's in white. Sometimes we talk it's in black every night. Either way we going. Spruce it up like Sprite. I mean, fizz it up. Either way. Now get it right. Fix my voice. Fix my thing and the thing. Yeah. I mean, I cleared the phlegm. Yeah. Talk to people, all of them. I like this. It's like, hey, what's up to JB? We come through talking in the streets. Hey, I like this, Josh. You made it happen. Yep, this the type of beat they can rap it. What's up, man? Before we take off, because the Tiger thing, I'm going in right away. Madness, you just heard it. Thank you for the calls, because that's the excellent place to start. But how are you doing? First things first.
I am doing just fine. I'm doing much better than the Tigers are doing.
Whoa, you say that again? Yeah, he's not kidding. It's like a fizzle. The whole season comes down like a drizzle. It's not raining. It's not sustaining. Yeah, either way, it's back to the braining. Man, look, what is going on here? Shout out to my guys, Denny Radio. We just had this big disarray about it. See, Josh, you saw what them boys tried to do to me. I've tried to listen. Schoolboy, when did we start? Is that a new play? Is that a new play that pitchers do? Is that something you do on bunts? Do you just hike to the first baseline? Is that what you do down the line? Is that what do you do? I would have rather seen a Magic Johnson. Give me a no look. Do a Mahomes. Do something. You know, give me that. What was that? So that nobody had any questions about that. For those of you who have a problem, I'm not telling you don't like your sports. Don't, keep wearing your jersey. I'm not telling you stop buying the tickets. I mean, that is if you're going to protest things and get upset at the NFL, quit buying the tickets. Other than that, you're not. So don't ever, ever, ever be riffing about things that are social injustice like that come from the NFL. Let's just put all that to rest. But with that said, since we are buying, you're not stopping anything. I don't encourage any of that. What I encourage you to do is bet responsibly, or no, watch responsibly. Therefore, you have to bet responsibly, Josh. That's what it is. We should start conditioning people because it's like an addiction. It's like any other drug addiction. No offense and no disrespect to anybody who's ever suffered from substance abuse on any level. But this is something we can liken to those who suffer in this way. That is the rest of the nation. You can call and say I'm lying here. By the way, welcome in. This is Black and White Sports. It's a Wednesday. It's a working ways Wednesday because these are the working ways. The working ways of the what I don't know how to describe it. We're just trying to help you. You're looking at this stuff. It feels funny to you. You can't explain, inexplicable maneuvers and decisions that people that are highly paid, professionally compensated individuals and organizationally, again, respectable on every single level. Better Business and Better Business Bureau included. Seriously, all of this, and no one, and I mean almost no one, can wrap their mind around something is up. Does not matter what the sport, because some of you think it's an NBA thing. Then you think every now and again you just hate to think that school. Josh, didn't you say because we were talking before we got it going, it was rolling? Because see, I didn't get to see this game. I'm gonna admit to you guys, and like I said, I got enough. I was able to get the calls. I was able to get to the highlights, see what it really was, and that's all I needed to see, because I was actually trying to figure out how the Phoenix Mercury got that off, what they did last night to the doggone Minnesota Lynx. So they have me sold now that the women are in on it. I thought the women was the one pure place where they was just rolling the ball out. We just go ahead and do it. Let's hoop. No, the ladies clearly are in on the bag, but not getting their portion of the bag, so they say. But with that last night, Detroit Tigers, now the whole collapse feels funny to me now. It feels like a selling of the soul. Last season, we pushed it as far as possible, and here we come. Usually the fallout and the snatching of the tablecloth comes quicker in the movie, but maybe that's what it is here. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot for the whole collapse, but since we're here, and the mere fact that we have the compelling description, the narrative, the historical context, the never before seen aspect that you can apply to this, it smells funky. And the way that the Tigers did that last night was funky. Just like peanut butter. Just like, again, now see, the thing is, people, let me be transparent. I have to take this back to earlier in the summer. I was fortunate enough to be able to attend a contest in Cleveland where many of you diehards will recall, those of you who live and die with the daily ups and downs of a baseball campaign. That was tricky and funky then, when we had a situation where, like, the entire game, it was basically, an offensive never mind to speak of in any way, almost a relative pitcher's duel for a good portion, and these wheels fall off in this very awkward manner. We got wild pitches and such going off. Cleveland, Detroit, people. And you come and bring me this last night? Kabuki! Man, cut the crap. Cut the crap. And see, so then Denny asks me the proverbial question was, what do we do tonight, Dre? Well, you know what, Denny, I can't say, and I really don't want to say because I hate to discourage the Tiger thing. We're feeling like Tigers are going to respond. They have to respond. There's no way. They can't keep losing this. Are they going to get swept by these guys? That would be ridiculous. Even though we have the different woes and things, I know it's not a perfect team. The Tigers have a lot of things to address, but we're here. We've been leading the whole summer. What is really going on with it? You want to believe it. That's where you get got because you're going to bet it. The one, again, the Tiger, it's the Tiger contingent that makes it leery. The Guardian thing, I feel like most of the Guardian, they're not sure this is really happening yet. I feel like they're still waiting to wake up from something. But it's a tough play tonight. If you got, and it says it. The last look I saw was a money line that was, I think, minus 130 Cleveland and plus 110 Detroit. That tells you there. The odds makers are, they're done believing you, Detroit. And Flaherty starting doesn't help. Now, I would say maybe today he might. See, I'm a little leery myself because my hate is so strong for Flaherty that I don't want to spring him into a quality performance per se tonight, against my better judgment. But I don't know what to do with it. But welcome, man. That's what it is. It's a working with. That was it. That was my. I don't usually take off, that far all the way into it, Josh. We can go ahead and. Oh man, we could. Oh, yeah, that was kind of the ring the bell. It was kind of in a way. You know?
I mean, I'm kind of speechless about this. I mean, once upon a time, the Tigers were up 15.5 games, and now.
And it's gone.
No more.
Really, though. And by the way, if I hadn't said, my name is Andre of the Savages, everybody. I get on every now and again, I take off. And I won't even say it. I'm sorry. You couldn't be any less arrogant on the show. Usually, most people would never let the show go off without saying their name. Ask Tyler Perry. Damn name is on every damn. Imagine what the station area is like around the office with all the papers and everything. Tyler Perry's. But I don't know where we put our name on this. What's going on, man? Here, it's great. Like I say, I got to categorize it as a blessing, people, with regard to our economic situation where the state is concerned. And I'm sure our friends in Michigan would concur in this regard. And I know that doesn't necessarily, I don't know what the trickle down is, and I'm not saying we're making a case for the Glass City and all the rest, but again, where Ohio is concerned, I don't give a damn what it is, Browns, Guards, okay, Bengals, the whole, and all the rest, on down the line, Bucks and everything else. Whether you love them, like them, whatever, when you live in the state, let's stop acting silly. So anytime these things are going on, we're liking these things. And I take, you know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, while all of this is said, 513, we on Smack-a-Lack in the 513 to boot. MLB, thank you very much. There, your Ring the Bell brought to you by our man, Anthony Butler. There you go, Josh. You didn't probably see that? Backdoor, that was the alley-oop. That was like a backdoor alley-oop. Oh, caught that boy and leaned with it. Hanging on the rim. Alley-oop. Yeah.
Behind the back pass for an alley-oop.
Right, you did a schoolboy. Josh, man, man, that was wild. And nobody had anything to say. They just said, wow, the game ended peculiar. Yeah. 877-909-1007, man. Welcome in, everybody. Let me see if I can reset it. As you guys know, we are brought to you by my good friends at the Bellamere Suites, Perrysburg, Ohio, via Cummings, GA, suburban Atlanta. You like that. Small business turned big business. That's always a big deal around here. Northwest Ohio, we like that. The economic funnel is serious. But it's important to be thought of well in that funnel. I would recommend that to all entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. Spend your time being likable first. Forget marketable, forget intelligent, forget skillful, and forget determination. Be likable. By what standard? I don't know. Some cosmic Twilight Zone thing that everybody's supposed to understand. I don't think I got taught that clearly. All right, Josh. How you do? You got taught it though, Josh. They like you because you good at being cool and nice.
I try to be barely passable as possible.
I understand. I mean, I'm working. Like I said, I'm learning. I'm into a self thing, Josh. You got to have a self-accountable thing. That's the best play, I feel. Stoicism is the route, Josh. You should see it when it's off air. This is just on here. This is just a 2-hour bubble. After this, I find myself a lot less talkative, Josh. You would be stunned, I think.
Yeah, I mean, after 2 hours, you're all talked out. It's like show's over. I want my vocal cords to relax. I feel the same way too. It's like everyone's asking me, like, "Oh, what's your opinion on so and so tonight?" Pitching, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's like
you get that too.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not Siri or Alexa or some AI generated machine that spits out things. I'm a person. I'm a human being, not some robot.
Yeah, that's right, Josh. That's right. Doggone it. Hear this man letting you know, public, please take it easy. Don't want to really extend the conversation when we're not on the air.
Yeah, we're all humans.
Please. As I mentioned, Anthony Butler, listen, take it easy. When I come to the barbershop, Lord have mercy. Give me a break. I don't want to comment. No comment. Let me put that in. Anybody that's at the Butler shop, 5107 Monroe Street, Suite 303 in the My Salon Suite, right next door to Fresh Time. All right, Josh, let's come back, man. Let's slide to the side here. First break of the first hour. It moves fast. We call it the fastest $120 in sports. It's called Black and White Sports. Short 2 hours, everybody, that we are well into and approaching the bottom of the first. Sandman will be along here later, so we will look forward to talking to him. A few things. Again, should these Browns follow suit, though, with the Giants? This is something that I think I need to extend this conversation about, because we start looking at the fact that it's been a real lackluster output with regard to what the Browns have given us on display. You know, everybody is disguising that ineptness in the conversation with regard to all the energy defensively. But this might be a little bit more important considering where we came from this summer and all of the conversation about that. Is a youth movement required in the 216 as well? We'll come back, everybody. All right. And the Yankees, they clinched the postseason spot. Betting advice. Sit tight. This is Black and White.
Stay close. Andre of the Savages is just warming up. 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
From the Lakes Concrete Coatings Traffic Center, report of an accident with right lane, block 475 westbound at Douglas. It's slow going back to ProMedica Parkway. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
Are you watching a big sporting event with friends, having a party, or are you just too tired to make dinner? Then you need to call Mama Mary's Pizza, home of the famous 28-inch colossal pizza, equal to 4 large pizzas. Mama Mary's Pizza is authentic New York-style thin crust pizza. The thinner the crust, the better the taste. Get great discounts when you order online at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just go to the menu page and click on the deal section. Located in Holland on Airport Highway across from the big Kroger, Mama Mary's Pizza.
Hello, it's Mookie. This month, Northwood Jewelers is doing the
I have been looking for a roofing company around here. At the end of the day, I decided to work with Selga because of family-owned business. Kindly followed up on time. They did a beautiful job. They cleaned up. I have not found one nail in my yard. And I have little kids, so I was worried about that. I really had a fantastic experience with them, and I would absolutely recommend them to anybody else.
Call Shelgo Roofing, 419-691-9641.
You can't save anybody. You can provide people with the information. They got to save themselves. Like, you can't save anybody. You literally can't save anybody, because if somebody's not willing to do the work, if somebody's not willing to actually put forth the effort, if somebody's like, only thing that you can do is give them the raft. It's like if we're in the ocean, right? Like, you can give somebody a life vest, you can give somebody a raft, but they still got to paddle their feet. They still got to put some level of effort in. Like, you physically trying to carry somebody, you're going to end up drowning.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Just trying to work our way through the Wednesday midweek. Bridge Energy, Black and White Sports every day. 4P to 6P. JB, SAB, crazy, it's lazy, Swayze, hey me, hey you, act a fool. You don't bet, you don't get how this money will have you wet. So please don't do exactly what I tell you not to. And so that's MC thing, like you talk to it, then they start singing. Like if it was a radio thing where we were playing songs, see, that's the idea, Josh, as a jock, you have to get out. And get out right. But, you know, when they start the song, when they get to the lyrics, you got to be out, you know. So right there, that was smooth. That was just for the tape. Remember, I told you I'm working on a demo. I'm just doing it. I said, you know, I couldn't sit down, Josh, and try to figure out all the stuff I've done in life and try to cut something together. What did you do? I'm still doing it. So I just start saying, I'm just go to work and make this stuff on the fly. So in case I want to be on a music station, Josh, see that? That wasn't even sport, right? Then you hit me with the cranberry on it. That's why I killed them right there. Killed. That's another thing. I didn't kill. That was not L. It was killed. Killed them. It's a cultural thing. But that's what we're here for too, Josh.
Yeah.
The cultural aspect, especially right about now. Whoa. We won't say anything, you know, no politics, but I'm just saying, boy, are you guys antsy right now. Once again, riled up intentionally. Kind of like what I'm saying here. I bring it back to the sports. But welcome back in here. It's Black and White Sports. This is what we do. We try to keep a clarity. It's very important. The clarity is important.
Yeah, and right now you got a bunch of tigers in Cleveland walking around like zombies.
Absolutely. And they need guardians. Seriously. Because it's like, what's my one? Who is the cats, man? They used to bust through the neighborhoods, though. Oh, man. Now I'm back in the 70s with it. Something Guardians, though. And I don't mean Guardian Security either. What am I trying to say? It wasn't the Black Panthers. Who am I thinking about, y'all? Not the Panthers, but who am I talking about? Them boys were still in the street with it, man. And it was, why am I this? I'm blacking out. It was Guardian. So never mind. It's over. It's past, though. We can't even do it. Punchline's gone. Can't do it. But watch, we'll come with it later. Somebody hit me. Man, come in and tell me what it is. Damn! By the way, everybody, it's important to note, where are we? And thank you very much for those online, you know, listening and checking in, because that is where we find we have people still outside of the state. Josh, remember, we used to address it more. And I find our lack of addressing those who are hearing us outside of Ohio. This is how they come to us, generally speaking. So we say thank you. 1007theticket.com. Everybody doing that. Yes. It's a good look. All right, everyone. I am Andre of the Savages. Josh Burnham is in here alongside in studio as always. Yeah, man, a few things though. Before we left, you know, even in our impromptu ring the bell, Tigers, I mean, WTF, man. WTF. And it's wild because you're talking about, again, when we say they get a chance to have a historic narrative, It's a little. I wasn't going to say it is not often, but it is actually a little bit more often than days of yesteryear when you start talking about referencing something in the historic context, almost in the we've never seen it and we likely won't see it again. This collapse that begins on around the 8th of July, where the lead was 15.5, Josh Burnham, for the Detroit Tigers. Do you know that? And by September 1st, though, this is the slapping of the wrap here. By the 1st of September, Labor Day, Jack, 10.5. So you're saying, okay, little bit cautionary, but it happens. Baseball's long. Who cares? Who cares about the October play? It's what it is. Then 9.5 by the 10th. So that's a little bit of a slower roll, but it's still the wrong type of progression. And wouldn't you know, by last night, which was the 23rd, the division Caesarea has happened, people, at 85 and 72. Whoa. It's a clown show, man, in Detroit. Like, that's what it feels like. You don't understand what's happening. It's because of the contrast. The problem is nobody would have cared about this if the Tigers had stayed the character like they started off last year, Josh. You know what I'm saying, Josh? If we think, nobody even remembers the start of last season.
Yeah. I think they kind of got high on their supply after that finish they had last year, thinking, look, we're now the bee's knees of the American League, and no one can stop us. And, well, you know what happened.
Man, that fool said they got high on their own supply, y'all. Y'all didn't hear him, man.
Dang it, Bobby.
But listen, anyway, it's heavy. I don't know exactly what to do with the conversation because I'm telling you, the only thing that leads me, obviously, anybody would entertain ideas that, yes, if now coming to, transition the conversation a little bit here to our wagering conversation. So if you're looking at this, and again, shout out to the legendary Denny Schaefer. We were doing it on the transition of shows, our guys 2 to 4 every day. He was asking, so what do we do tonight? If we're going to bet it tonight, Dre, what do we do? And it's like, damn, I don't know, Dan. Like, really? I mean, ideally, I'd like to say to you, let's go Tigers, because it's just time. It's due. Rhythmically, they should win a game. Yesterday, they were winning a game. That's the thing. Yesterday, they were winning a game through 6 or through 5 and in the midst of 6. And then suddenly, a bag of magic tricks. Okay, so even if I'm going by that rationale, and I understand that I'm on this island by myself, as much as I clamor about it, and I'm willing to fight for the cause, and we'll shout it from the hills. At the end of the day, even if I'm singularly idealistically resolute in being stubborn, I still might tell myself, okay, the Tigers should respond tonight then. If in fact, Dre, is what you're kind of hinting at, because there was a 2-0 lead happening, so there wasn't much to speak of from the Guardian camp. Perhaps this can be, again, a recapture of sorts. You might think, if in fact is what I'm saying, if the Tigers had as much control as to make it fluky, okay, so let's believe that, and let's compound that ideal with the notion that they should respond and just will go on sheer athletic competition, and that the Tigers have been struggling, and you feel like a team like this that has, I guess, become relatively used to being thought of successfully, so you would imagine they think of themselves this way, that a team like that will respond. So I said literally all of that to say someone will probably go eagerly to bet Tigers. And Josh, do you know what I imagine will happen if you take that idea and have a strong, persuasive, self-motivated energy to take that and bet the Tigers tonight. Do you know what is likely to happen to these people?
I'm afraid to answer.
As well you should be, because they will be making themselves bitter, beer-faced, unhappy campers. And the thing is, Cleveland is relishing in the role they're playing right now.
Everything's gonna be all right.
They, again, seem to be almost, could I describe it as gaining an internal momentum, like as an individual, let alone as the collective, because it becomes a situation where I could see them, uttering things in the clubhouse that sound like, again, WTF? Why not us? Why not go off? And you know how a team can be when they get into that spirit. Yeah, all of that. But a certain fight that we all realize that at this time of year in the major leagues is what is typically the pattern. No matter what we've seen throughout the summer, no matter what was going on at the break, blah, 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 and blah, blah, so on. When we get here, who is on sizzling is always the question. And right now, isn't it crazy to have to tell yourself that the Cleveland Guardians might be the real smoke masters? And let's see, there's a couple more. Again, there's some heaters here and there. Oh, I also want to mention this. We got to jump to this break real quick. Let me transition again. Detroit, Cleveland, we got it. It's hellacious. Tune back in tonight. Flaherty is on the hill tonight for Detroit. I don't like it. Hold on, let me see what I got going.
Bobby's pitching.
Thank you for the guards. But again, I just wanted to mention the Yankees because I'm not spending time on the Yankees. My apologies if we got some New York heads here in town or what have you. But yes, we'll give them their love. They clinched their postseason position. They're involved. We can look forward to more opportunities for Aaron Judge to let us down when it matters most. So they got that done last night. Again, I bring it up because they had a 13-7 September, and many of you will try very, very vigorously to not recall. I described how it was probably going to be advantageous to go ahead and roll with the Yankees, pretty much most of the days of the week moving forward. We discussed this. And, I didn't assure you like perfection. There would be, a couple of blips here and there, but not the way they essentially spent the month of August and maybe even, some of July themselves looking like goof masters. So, solid September from these guys. So here they come, the New York contingent. But don't forget, they have Aaron Judge. This is why we don't have to be too concerned about this. So let's take a break. Let's go out, make mistakes. We clean them up, watch the film, get it out and change the rim. Why did I say that? That really wasn't it. I really didn't have a line right there, Josh. Let's go. So, all right, let's step aside. Black and White Sports on this Working Ways Wednesday. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. 877-909-1007. Sandman later on, too. And the conversation about this Browns deal where the offense is kind of, conversational. But the defense has everybody hyped until this weekend. Now, when the Lions split these boys wig and put up 45 on the Browns, what will it be? See, Josh, that's a considerate, concept.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should probably consider that. Let's come back. We'll discuss, though. It's all in this show. It's a Wednesday. We just say, hey, remember, we just breeze through, people. So it's a float deal, just coasting. We get to the Thursday, Friday is more of a crank deal. This is easy listening. Thank you for being with us. Black and White Sports. We'll return in just a moment. Final time for hour number one.
When the game ends, the real talk begins. Black and white sports with Andre of the Savages. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
From the Lakes Concrete Coatings Traffic Center, no current incidents to pass along, no unusual slowdowns either. If you're seeing anything or not, let us know. That is your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Harlem Globetrotters. This isn't just a game. It's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be a part of a legacy that never stops. Be there when history is made. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Are you watching a big sporting event with friends, having a party, or are you just too tired to make dinner? Then you need to call Mama Mary's Pizza, home of the famous 28-inch colossal pizza, equal to 4 large pizzas. Mama Mary's Pizza is authentic New York-style thin crust pizza. The thinner the crust, the better the taste. Get great discounts when you order online at mamamarie'spizza.com. Just go to the menu page and click on the deal section. Located in Holland on Airport Highway across from the Big Kroger, Mama Mary's Pizza.
For the past 2 decades, KNR has proudly supported Ohio families and stood by them in their moments of need. When life takes an unexpected turn, there's one thing that's remained the same. When you're hurt in a car, you call KNR.
Hi, I'm Jeff Mann.
Hi, I'm Abigail Mann.
And we are Jeffrey Mann Fine Jewelers. There's a reason why Jeffrey Mann Fine Jewelers sells more engagement rings than anyone in the area.
Well, Dad, over the last 40 years, couples have trusted you to help them pick out their engagement rings.
There's another reason, Abigail, why we sell so many engagement rings. You are a graduate gemologist bringing a level of expertise to our customers that they can't get anywhere else.
I know that you've been looking on Pinterest or Instagram to pick out your dream engagement ring.
If you're looking for something really unique, check out our collection of man-made color diamonds. In my 40 years, I have never seen anything like it.
Stop in and see me at Jeffrey Mann Fine Jewelers. Man-made diamonds are 100% real diamonds.
And they're exclusively sold at Jeffrey Mann Fine Jewelers.
Voted Toledo's #1 sports bar by the Toledo Blade, welcome to Danny's Cafe, one of the last old school neighborhood corner bars in the area. Founded in 1934, right across the street from Rossford High School in historic Rossford. It's where your diet goes to die and your weekend comes to life. Open 11 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week, because sleep is for people who hate having fun. 20 ice cold draft beer, sports book, Keno, and every game on earth, from NFL ticket, NCAA, high school, etc. They'd even stream ping pong if they were allowed to. 50 different 80-inch TVs inside, 16 TVs outside, a rooftop deck, Mike's Party Pavilion, and yes, bathroom so clean your mom would cry. Amazing food like Dutch's Famous Wings or the Mayor Mac Burger. Insane service and absolutely zero tolerance for bad vibes. Visit online at Danny'sCafeRossford.com or at 600 Dixie Highway in historic Rossford. Danny's Cafe, where real sports fans eat, drink, yell at refs, and high-five strangers.
The preseason MAC favorite Falcon volleyball team is set to kick off the MAC season on Thursday, September 25th versus the Ohio Bobcats. Get your tickets now and call 419-372-0000 or visit bgsufalcons.com. For Falcons, fight for victory.
Oh, it looks like it's an anime picture.
Man, that's crazy. So you can talk.
I don't talk.
Or just to certain people.
Only when I'm on the air.
Got you.
Other than that, it's got to be paid for.
Oh, haha, this guy's funny.
Yeah, you said you want the official trailer?
He said he only talk on air. Remember, Eric Chase. That's Eric Chase,
Yes,
everyone.
Eric Chase, yes.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
On 100.7 The Ticket.
100.7 ESPN in Toledo, Ohio. It's called The Ticket. And the show is called Black and White Sports. This is a show, girl. In the hair. Merengue. The cha-cha. Hey. What's up? Okay. Cobra. Banner. This is what we doing. We on the boat. This is shout out to High Tower. That boy was on the cruise. Hey, Hightower, next time, would you let me go? He said, you can't be thanking me and saying, why we forgot to shout you out yesterday. And shout out to Mrs. Hightower, because she said she got love for us, Josh, on these picks. Because when she keep being on these cruises, Hightower the only one listen. So,
and just like you said, they fell in love.
Right, exactly. They was in love again. We saving marriages, doing it all. But what I wanted to say, Hightower, I need you to get the conga line. It's my thing. If I come again, if I'm at your wedding reception, if I'm on your cruise or something, which I really don't like to do, not really on the cruise thing, I'm not hating on you, Hightower. Do what you do. I just can't be out there in the ocean like this because there's too much time for the Coast Guard to intervene if it goes awry. I don't know if I love it. And I'm a swimmer. I'm a bad boy out here. I get it busy, but it's only so busy you're going to get when it's time to swim the English Channel. It's not really what's happening, right? So I don't ever want to be out there. I saw an episode of 911 time with Angela Bassett and them. Then if you get to the Poseidon Adventure, all of this stuff would do anything way before you get to your James Cameron. I don't need none of that, right? So because of that, but I just wanted to say, next time you on, again, remember, get our checklist. Only time is valid. Don't matter what season, boat, cruises, island, white pants, okay. Everybody, if we catch you white pants in any of this, it's no criticism whatsoever. It's in the stateside is when we get you domestically and you out here just on a day moving through and you got white pants, you're not working somewhere where they say this is part of the doggone apparel. If we get you then, man, you got to stop. It's crazy because my father does this. I don't know what's up with him.
Let's just hope that Charlie didn't run into Rico on the cruise.
Hey, he does it. Every time I see him like, Dad, what's up? You know how I feel about this. We told you we covered this, man. You too polished. Any other time, he's the savant. If you want to get dressed, you go watch my old man. Get something in your arsenal from my dad. Will let you know how to step. But until he get to white pants on, I don't know what happened. Once we white pants, and he won't stop. But that's him. The man's 70-something. I can't really, I don't know what you want me to do. But I'm just saying, Hightower, back to you. We on the cruise, conga line. Okay, get that going. Make sure, because any DJ worth his weight in salt that's on a cruise, I don't give a damn if you was hip-hop la glop. I don't care what you are. You better have the copa in your situation on the boat in case we get our Isaac on. But next time you do it, I'm sorry, checklist. White pants, I stopped at white pants. White pants, straw hat. Absolute mandatory. White pants, straw hat. Okay? And your sandal game, you can open toe it, but we not thonging it. No strings through nothing. On fellas, no strings and no crevice of nothing. Nothing, not told, not listen. I understand a lot of you got that going on. Please stop. And you can't figure out how come she acts such a fool on days when you are barbecuing and it's summertime and you can't get her or the kids to act right at your command. Why, Dad? Because look at your feet.
Stop it.
You got thong boys on. Don't do it. It's nothing. What if somebody came and smacked you in your mouth? What you gonna do in them thoughts? You might think of what you want to do, but you will realize in an instant, I got on thong daddies. I'm feeling ready to get jammed up. You know it, and you should, because you shouldn't have left the house in that.
Thong Daddies, wasn't that the name of a hip hop group from the 90s?
I hope it wasn't, but you never know now. Yeah, nothing in your toes, up your butt, none of that. In case you need the assistance, we should not need the advisories. But I don't know anymore. Thank you. Brother Jenner and Sons, everybody else. Let me chill. Email's on. But you can't. Again, I got the art. Don't forget, I'm all the way equipped with my family. Don't forget how my family setup is. If I come with the composite of the picture, it's going to smack everybody off the face of any type of discrepancies where the ethnicities are concerned. Please be advised when you bring it here. I love you all. Please know this. 877-909-1007. Don't want it to get too tender around here before we go. Hour one is wrapping up. But yes, we had a little bit of a chop on listen, Tigers, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know how to really gauge it. I'm telling you, be careful, because the thing is, yesterday we were talking to Andy. Andy loves it. He's loving the gloat. He can't gloat, though. That's why I tell you that the Guardian fan doesn't really know what to do. They think they're dreaming. They had thrown in the towel, everything else. That's what's funny about the Guardian fan. They're funny because they were very, very mute-like. M-U-T-E all summer. Now everyone's vocal, including Andy's ass. So we were talking to him yesterday, and I'm telling him I did not like the Tigers last night. I like Scooble to cover. He did that. We got the 7+. We got the K's. Okay. We got the whiff work, but you got the loss. I say they'll find a way to trick it off. And that's what I told the man. We have a recording of that. That was yesterday. And then they go out and hold true to form, but I didn't expect it to be done. Again, people, for those who did watch the game, Josh had the clips. Josh, I mean, the Scooble, the mishap to first base, those of you watching that, and then subsequently we got the hit batter, which went awry, which I thought was probably something that was in the forecast in terms of premeditated. But yeah, it went a little bit high and outside and cracked to the mouth. And now you got guys stretched out. That's not what you wanted to do. And Scooble's face right there, for those of you on the radio, you can't see it. Visualists are seeing him with that, oh crap, yep, I effed up. You absolutely did. And with that, this is why I'm concerned, though. So even moving forward, I still would lean with the idea that says Detroit starts to do something different. Just when everybody gets talking about the Tigers ridiculously and incessantly, they then start to change the energy right there. But I don't know about that. Something about last night completely feels all wrong and could be the start of something that could, if you could imagine this, getting worse. What if the Tigers just kept on plummeting, though, from here? And watch this. It's almost, I can't say impossible anymore, because nothing is impossible, obviously, with these Tigers at this juncture. However, for those of you who are following the races very intently, you will realize that Houston is still in a lurkable position, lurking if you want to say that, but really running out of gas daily. And they are in such a distance that it would take a yeoman effort and a lot of twists and some turns that would have to be excessive for Detroit to be passed by Houston. Although it's something that mathematically still possible when you start talking about the wild card. Let's say Detroit doesn't win this and they continue to separate from here. Cleveland does. Imagine this now. And Detroit goes in the other direction and keeps on stepping. I mean, how remarkable would that be to witness that? But in doing so, they have still an incredible amount of wiggle room, if I'm not mistaken, with regard to the Astros possibly gaining ground and maybe, and just maybe, achieving what it looks like the Guardians have done here. We get everyone that we are tied at 85 and 72. However, the Guardians have taken the lean as deservedly as the universe has made it. Good Lord, Detroit, I don't even know. I feel like the funk on the Tigers, Josh, will have the Lions janky on Sunday for some reason. You might want to bet Browns. Don't do it, though. But you might be funky in Detroit just because the Tigers, this is a cursable coax going on.
Imagine going from leading your division by 15.5 games to not even making the playoffs.
Playoffs? That's real. That sounds, the idea of it sounds absurd. If logical idealism is supposed to reign, it's absurd. Except that it's taking place in real time. That is remarkable. And we're witnessing, again, if I could be so humble as to say this to any of you who could be within the sound of my voice and not necessarily a baseball enthusiast in any way. You know, maybe you have always felt the game was too boring or just not any excitement. I don't know why people who don't like baseball don't like it, but for whatever reason, I almost feel like, boy, is this feeling like a postseason that's getting ready to, you know how, Josh, you know how it's been for a long time where baseball is not the forerunner, you know, especially the way the NFL is taking off. But many people might even argue that even with the nonsense of the NBA and as ridiculous as it continues to be and uninviting and unacceptable, baseball would probably still be a third place to basketball. Perhaps. I don't say that with any assurance, but I feel like that. I feel confident saying that. And with that, this is the type of scenario, this one right here, because you're still getting, this is an advanced postseason demonstration, Josh, because these guys, every one of these innings are vital. They get ready to do it again tonight.
Yeah, this is where I always said baseball is not a sprint, but it's a marathon. But after the end of the marathon, there's a sprint toward the end.
To the finish, right, absolutely.
And
well
the
said.
Tigers are basically tripping over in that last sprint and imploding in real time.
Completely out of gas. And I wonder what type of mental stamina, because that's what we're talking about, everyone. All right, 877-909-1007 is Black and White Sports here. Hour number one wrapping up here. Andre of the Savages, Josh Burnham in here alongside. Getting ready to talk to our man Sandman here momentarily, or we'll get to it in hour number two, as well as our Mama Mary's Mozzarella Minutes. You know how we do that. Traffic jam time, 5 o'clock, hour two. But Tigers again, guards tonight, Flaherty back at, and that's where I feel like, because I'm vicious on Flaherty, I don't trust him. He almost is set your watch reliably inept. But tonight, they'll need a quality effort out of him today. If you ever needed one, and okay, Josh, perhaps if he can be relied upon in the postseason, then Flaherty will perform tonight. How about that? Is that fair to say? That's a solid remark. Yes.
I've always said that in the game of baseball, funnier things have happened. Sometimes the most unlikely players can become the most unlikely heroes, and the most unlikely superstars becomes the GOATs in a bad way. Before GOAT became greatest of all time, it became like you wore the GOAT horns of shame.
Well, he hopefully will avoid basking in it tonight, because right now his team is reeling in shame. That would be the Detroit Tigers. What is good? I don't know. We'll continue that conversation and more items like these Browns quarterback situation. Should they be following the Giants and going to the youth movement? And we only say it, not that we hate Flacco, it's just that the offense isn't moving. Does anyone have any concerns about that? Or is this defense disguising that? 877-909-1007. Text us, holler at us, cuss us out, or call us on the Bellemere Suites Wake Up Call line. And we'll talk to Sandman and get on there ourselves in hour number two after this NFL update. We will resume at just about 5:05. And you know, Josh is stupid. Did you guys see his sign? Look at it when we come back. It says Chef Russ is cooking with an easy bake oven. Yep. It'll take about that long, too, for us to come back from break, Josh. Slow burn, they call that. Sit tight. It's Black and White.
The Polish Ostrich, 944 Phillips Avenue. Come check out the new food and drink specials. As usual, happy hours till 6 o'clock every day. And now they have 2 power hours from 6 to 8. That's 2 full hours of half-off beer, wine, and seltzer, along with more drink specials. Come see for yourself, as well as enjoying 2 nights of karaoke with Larry Ice and Just Sing Toledo. Mondays and Thursdays. Also, live music on Saturdays. And look out, live music coming on Friday again. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram. What are you waiting for? The Polish Ostrich, 944 Phillips Avenue, Toledo.
Danny Schaefer.
This is Danny Schaefer inviting you to join me along with producer Chris Hollywood. Don't miss Denny Radio Sports and More weekdays from 2 to 4 right before Black and White Sports. Denny Radio Sports and More is just that. We talk sports, we talk pop culture, politics, the drama that is my life, and plenty of guests too. Call in. It won't cost you nothing. 877-909-1007.
He's an idiot.
His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus Media station.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The future is now in New York as the Giants plan to start rookie quarterback Jackson Dart on Sunday against the 3-0 Chargers, according to NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo. Russell Wilson is expected to be the backup with Jameis Winston as the third string. Elsewhere, just 3 weeks into the season, the Texans are releasing safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He joined the team via trade from the Eagles back in March. The Buccaneers will be without one of their stars going forward as NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero is reporting Mike Evans is expected to miss multiple weeks with a hamstring injury he suffered on Sunday. And the Commanders could also be without their top receiver. Terry McLaurin's status for Week 4 in Atlanta is up in the air, according to Tom Pelissero. McLaurin suffered a quad injury on Sunday and is getting additional opinions. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex Decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes.
In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Call the number on your screen.
Call 1-800-847-1652. 1-800-847-1652. 1-800-847-1652.
Money you...
Black and White Sports.
May 23rd, 2025.
Seriously, right now, get the money line at this value. I'm telling you like this. I'm getting in, I'm putting this in play. And I'm trying to help right now take Minnesota to win tomorrow. And then we will come back game 4 and take OKC. I'm telling you right now, seriously.
Timberwolves and Thunder.
The game 4 would be Monday or Tuesday. Monday. Bam. Okay, so there it is. Saturday and Monday.
Black and White Sports. Weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
When you wear your current Miss Q t-shirt, 21 and over. And on Thursdays, it's Ladies Night. $4 Long Islands and free pool for the ladies 21 and over. Who says nothing fun happens in the middle of the week? Miss Q, where the fun just gets better. Find us on Reynolds near Glendale and Alexis near Telegraph or online at MissQToledo.com.
It's fall, y'all. This is Jim Monthly, and I'm here to tell you how Crooked Creek is the place to be while the weather's still on your side. Starting September 22nd, you can play 18 holes with a cart, enjoy a hot dog and a drink, all for just $30 a person. Diet Coke is on their approved drink list. I already checked. Not bad for a course that's been fine-tuning the game for 30 years. I'm not saying the price is a tribute, but let's just say the math works out real nice. And if you bring a buddy, they'll toss you a BOGO card for their sister course, Cherrywood, just a couple miles down the road. Use it same day, Monday through Friday, and knock out 27 holes before dinner. Skip the errands and the honeydew list. Get out and hit the links before old man winter starts creeping in. Short on time? Play 9 holes with a cart for just $20. And yep, the hot dog's still included. Because Big B's got his priorities straight. Check out golfcrookedcreek.com and give them a like on Facebook.
Jim, good to have you on the show.
Good to be here, Jim. Thank you.
Check that. Chris Everett, good to have you on the show.
You know what? You've been calling me that for about the last 5 years.
About 2 years, actually, Chris.
Well, hey, you know what? Let me say one thing. In that game, how many sacks did I have that we came back and won?
How many sacks did you have?
How many sacks?
Well, see, but this was back in 1989.
Okay, that was
you,
about
you may
six.
have even been Jim Everett back there, but somewhere along the way, Jim, you ceased being Jim and you became Chris.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. That, you know, we're sitting here right now, and if you guys want to take a station break, you can. But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You call it one more time. We better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment, our 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out of you before.
It's good to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you
because
too.
you've been talking like this behind my back for a long time.
But now I said it right here.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we got no problems then.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
ESPN 100.7, The Ticket.
Hour number 2. Black and White Sports is the fastest $1.20 in sports. Traffic jam style. It is after 5 p.m. So you know how we do around here. We certainly encourage you to be enthused about making pizza a part of your plans. We encourage you to do this daily. We understand, though, there are limits. I guess you can't eat pizza every day, but any day that you decide to, please make sure that you remind yourself that there is authentic New York style thin crust pizza right in Holland, Ohio, on Airport Highway. It's called Mama Mary's Pizza. Yes, that's right. The thinner the crust, the better the taste. And the better the character of the fine individuals employed at this establishment. So thank you, Frank, your entire team and staff, and hugs from Mama Mary's all around. Make sure you check in, especially on days you're not trying to cook, people. Forget the idea that the parties, the gatherings, the sporting, we got football games. We're doing this every weekend, so I know what you're doing. 419-867-9991. Again, give them a call or do it online, mamamarie'spizza.com. Okay, hour number 2. Here we go. Black and White Sports. It's the fastest $1.20 in sports. Thank you guys for being with us. My name is Andre of the Savages. Josh Burnham in here alongside the studio as always, doing what he does. And for the preliminary part, or the, I guess, what do we call it, Josh? It's like a part A. We come from the road with it. We got our man, again, like we said, in the traffic jam. So you heard the tires screech. So we go behind the wheel with our 216 wheels on the ground, on the road. Moving through in the first section, Mr. Andy Sanzada, the Sandman himself, everybody, all right? 216, stand up. 419, believe it. He's alumni. What's up, man? How you doing, sir? Good afternoon. I hope he's there. Good afternoon, sir. No? Okay. And it's not a good afternoon. Well, it is kind of a good afternoon, but, you know, perhaps Andy doesn't have us. Maybe we should call him, Josh. What do you think?
Well, he called in. He's on there.
He's right there. He can't hear. Maybe he has mute or something.
Maybe that
Sandman, can you hear us talking to you, guy? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe play his music. Josh, see if it'll come in. Here he is. It's Andy Sanzada. We're gonna play his song, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe that wasn't right, Josh. Our greeting. He didn't feel spectacular enough.
Maybe he's at the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts getting a cappuccino, and his hands are full.
Sandman, are you there, Andy? Josh says you're there. Apparently, you can't hear us. Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on. All right. We'll see if he calls us back. Well, Andy's supposed to be on, everybody. He would normally be there, so we'll see what happens here. Sorry. I had something to say anyway, even if he wasn't here. Oh, boy. All right. Browns conversation. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, this is a perfect place. Hold on. Take that down, Josh. Take the Browns down. No. Speaking of Browns last week, let me go to the Green Bay, because I might not. This is one of them deals I won't get in. If Andy does come in here, because we'll be talking, and this will not come up, because we got this Guardian crap, and then we got the doggone, like I said, the Browns. Don't fall for the Green Bay this weekend. I don't like the Green Bay. And again, I hate having to say it because it's gonna be, oh, here you go. It's a Dallas. No. Bad spot. Bad spot with the money line, bad spot with the situation, bad spot with the narrative, bad spot. Even with some of the people I gave love last week, because of the public narrative, made it easy to make certain picks. I'm telling you, I'm issuing a very red flag forewarning once again this week on Cowboy Game. Just like I told you last week, Bears, stay away. Can't tell you that this week. Can't tell you that. And I know you, here you go. They're going to get bludgeoned to death just like the playoff game. No, especially with the defensive narrative. That too. You know what I'm saying? In the whole, these guys are the worst thing ever in the whole, you know what I'm saying? All of that. I'm just telling you that I let you know. Now, you guys at least got to give me respect on the idea that I at least am honest. Like I said last week, I told you, if you're stupid enough to fool with Dallas, then you get what you get. You should get cracked. And the Caleb Williams mirage. And we said also, we know the follow-up to that this week. That's coming. But we'll come back to that. We got Sandman. We ready? Try it. Okay. All guests brought to you by the Bellemere Suites wake-up call line. Okay. Attempt number 2. Okay. Good afternoon, sir. I don't know what it was. I mean, we heard something that sounded like you were on, but good afternoon. How are you doing? I hope you're all right. I know you're driving and whatever.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
All right, no, we got you, man, loud and clear. We didn't know why you couldn't hear us.
So I'll tell you what happened. When there's this short little pass on my drive home that's a dead zone. And that happened to be the time that you brought me in. So
okay.
That's my bad.
No, it's actually me. Great, the timing of that. That's right when I pick and we come on in. But with that, okay, so we lost a couple of minutes. Let's catch back up. It's like a 4x4 relay because you can start slow. You still got the whole lap to get around the track and we can get back in it. So listen, man, I wanted to start. Yeah, man, I want to start right here. A couple of things we're going to get to, and obviously, you have a very active palette currently when I say 216. So let me start though here first, Andy, because we've been on a situation most of this show. So I want to talk about your Browns here and go back to this quarterback conversation, because though we had what I thought was pretty fortified yesterday, I feel like it's starting to become even more intricate, or at least to me, especially because I think the defense now has become the wrong type of distraction, and I'll come to some of that. I don't want to stay on them, but I do think we are getting we're starting to get oversaturated in the performance, or what appears to be this superior performance of the defense. And that's not to say they hadn't played well, so don't start firing at me, people. Like, no, they did get busy. Yes, they have. But they've been a distraction from what is at the core of this team's issue still. Whether we eventually get back to things that involve coach, because I know you've been somebody, we've had different questions about coach for a minute, but as it pertains to this quarterback thing, man, I was wondering, should the Browns, and I said it yesterday, but I didn't have any steam behind why I was asking the question. It just seemed interesting because the situations are kind of similar, but the circumstances are like altogether different. But this idea that, again, the offense hasn't necessarily given the fans much to clamor about. And I wonder how concerned, remember what we were saying yesterday, are we going to go ahead and let the Flacco Band-Aid, we're going to try to let that stay there as long as possible just to say we're that afraid to gamble the dice on either one of these kids? And this is not me making a big campaign for Shedeur right now. I'll take a look at 5 at this point if it'll get something going on, because there are weapons on this team. And the Browns should be able to intimidate and hurt you, again, in their own right. And at the same time, that hasn't been on display, but that defense has disguised all this. A win like last week really makes it, like I said, more dangerous to the team, because I just think we're really and literally just in a futile effort in avoiding the inevitable and you might as well attack it. I just feel like you might as well attack it, even with your hard schedule and all that, Andy. You might as well do something else. Is that crazy, or is it like, nope, we're going to leave it like it is because it's okay? No, it's not okay, Andy. You did in 3 games, bro, 16, 17, and 13 in 3 games. Is that what you really wanted?
Yeah. Well, I think what happened was, Flacco played excellent in game 1. The 2 interceptions that counted against him were neither one of them were his fault. They went off the receiver's hands.
Fair.
They were both passes that should have been caught. It wasn't a misread or a coverage disguise or anything like that. So, he goes out and throws for 252 yards or whatever it was. And they're like, okay, well, the offense moved the ball. We just couldn't score in the red zone, just like normal with Cleveland. Then week 2, they get absolutely plastered by Baltimore because Baltimore's Baltimore. Or are they? We'll have that discussion later. But last week, I think that they just felt like they knew Green Bay was not going to be able to explode offensively against their defense. So I think they felt like 2 touchdowns or more would win that game. And that's the problem with this regime is they're willing to just accept whatever will just get them a win instead of what will get them a convincing win, right? That's the difference between Browns and other teams around the NFL. Other teams want to win convincingly. The Browns just don't care how they get it done. They just want to win somehow, some way, and you saw that on Sunday. As far as the quarterback position, unless Flacco gets hurt, I don't think they take him out before week 7. I just don't see it because whether it's Dylan or Shador, like we said yesterday, they're not going to put either one of these guys in a position to have their confidence destroyed because they're playing upper echelon teams in the league, not just teams. We're talking upper echelon teams, the Detroits, the Philadelphias, those type of teams.
Right.
And that's just not going to change. The other thing is they actually have had a bright spot on the offense in the last 2 weeks, and it's been Quinshon Judkins. He's done a great job running the football. He's averaging 60 to 70 yards a game. And I think between him and Dylan Sampson, there's something there in terms of a tandem in the backfield. But the Browns have to keep close enough to be able to continue to run the football. It's games like Baltimore where they get in trouble because they're down 2 or 3 scores, and then they can't run the ball anymore because they got to play catch up.
Right.
So that's their philosophy. Can we stay close so that we can run the ball, take time off the clock, keep our defense off the field so that they can rest, and then when they go on the field, they can just dominate. And that seems to be their philosophy. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. I think it's atrocious. I think they have done this for the last 6 years, and it has gotten them nothing but 1 playoff appearance and 1 playoff victory. And the only reason that happens is because they had Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Talking to Andy Sanzada here, lifelong Brown, diehard people coming at you from the 216, man, and giving you the fan perspective and certainly the energy, I would imagine, on several things. But what I hear from you, Andy, though, is so, and that is exactly what I was thinking as I'm listening to you go through that, this doggone loser's mentality, and there becomes a subconscious energy that is ultimately the identity of the team, whether it comes from the management and to the staff and to the doggone field, whatever and however the path is, it's evident. It usually is very, very difficult to again, transition yourself and your culture, as they say, out of said mind state. Because what Andy's describing, people, is a Browns team that, though I guess we'd all argue in fairness, competitive, and the attitude year in and year out. Shoot, we should commend anyone who's ever on this 53-man roster from, again, year to year. But this time and this go around, we actually clearly have a confident defense that has an attitude that says we don't necessarily subscribe to a loser's mindset. It's just that we have to pattern our game from a loser's position. before we ever walk onto the field. And that is starting to become tired. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to have to start being aggressive, Andy. Now, this is where we come back to coach. Before I hit this break, that is a perfect way to get to this damn coach of yours. Because, again, he seems to always play in a punkish sort of pattern. And that's where I get worried about, because even if he had the opportunity to go ahead and do it, see what Campbell did and why the people love Campbell is even when they laughed at him and they said, okay, this is buffoonish talk and you sound stupid and this is not NFL possible. And these are grown men and no one's going to go with this rah-rah and this coach angle that you're taking, Mr. Campbell. But no, again, the man represented and embodied an ideal and an integrity and an honor sort of vibration from within. And that has taken over the culture, Andy. And the team now embodies and demonstrates that. And you just saw it. Even when y'all talked about the Lions, you was getting wild, talking crazy until you weren't. Now it's different tune. And the Browns don't have any of that, Andy. They have the tools, though. The people don't think that the personnel is there.
But that's because Dan Campbell has a franchise quarterback in Jared Goff.
Bam.
What the Browns are missing.
Man.
And until the Browns solve that, they will not go anywhere. It doesn't matter if it shuts everybody out.
Yeah. If they can't, again, we ain't got no points to put up. But let me step aside real quick.
Good. Go ahead.
No, that's all right there. No, we'll come back to it, man. Talking to Sandman here. Got him on the phone. When we come back with Sandman, we'll have him in the studio, man. So right on time when we started to get the breakup anyway, all right, with the signal. So we got it together, everybody. We'll keep it that way. Come back as we get ready to cross the bottom of the hour here shortly. We are currently in the midst of the Mama Mary's Mozzarella Minutes here on Black and White Sports. Again, Mama Mary's Pizza, everybody. 419-877-9991. Give them a call. All right, talk to you in a second. Sit tight.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
The only 3 words you need.
Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
For an array of classic and creative pizzas, visit Pizza Cat, now with 2 locations in Toledo, one on Monroe Street and one on McCord. You can build your pizza as weird as you want it. To place an order and earn perks towards future orders, go to pizzacat.com. Pizza Cat, keep pizza weird.
No cats have ever been harmed in the making of this pizza.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
I used to be a hooker here in the 60s, so I'm back to knock some cobwebs off the old cooter scooter and make some slot money.
ESPN 100.7, The Ticket.
All right. On this Wednesday, what's up, everybody? Black and White Sports. We continue. I am Andre of the Savages. Thank you all for being involved with it. That's Josh Burnham there, for those of you that can see it on the stream. He's the head technical poobah. Chilling. We will rejoin here momentarily, continue talking to our guy, Andy, the Sandman. He was here. Cleveland Conversations, very prominent right now. We were having a Browns discussion there before we left, but we have to certainly get back to, again, game 2 tonight of this regular season series, which has turned out to be very postseason preview-esque for all intents and purposes. Detroit Tigers, Cleveland Guardians, this is madness. We like it. It's just that I guess what we're not liking is, I guess, how we got here, which is very strange. And we have never seen it before. And what we have is a historic display on both accounts, but certainly more so when you speak about the Tigers. Because I wonder, is the story about Josh the doggone collapse or the come up? I mean, which one is more compelling? See, there's the talent again, Josh. See that? I didn't plan it. That's like the alliteration thing. But I mean, which, you know what I'm saying, which is more of the, because which one is of more, I guess, what grabs your attention? The fact that, you know, Cleveland was able to do this with really, I guess, nothing. Don't we say, too, that the Guardians already had some roster issues the whole time, but yet here they are, even thought they were sellers and all this other stuff we went through? Or is it about these guys completely, you know, this is the disc buckle that we've never seen before?
I mean, I didn't expect this from the Guardians. I mean, they had a 10-game losing streak in the midseason. They went through 2-3 games without scoring a run.
Yeah.
They were about as bad can be without being the White Sox or the Rockies. And all of a sudden, they got real good at the best possible time, while the Tigers got real bad at the worst possible time.
Yeah, this is very strange what we're looking at. And certainly last night with the 5-2 final and that first game, which many people would have argued how important it is, especially if you're Detroit. Because Detroit, you just got to, at a point here, you got to stop this bleeding. You know, damn all this talk about what's coming up next and who's on a wild card and a division winner. And forget that. You have to stop losing. Seriously. Like, you got to, like, that has to become the specific point of emphasis when it starts to look like you can't control it. Because Detroit is starting to look like you're not going to be able to stop it. That's what I'm worried about, is that what we're seeing here, this becomes less about like drama and like a potential drama that we could have. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that now. Now it's starting to look like, what if Detroit is unable to stop this and it continues? So we'll continue our conversation. Let's get Sandman in here and continue this doggone thing with our guy. Again, 216 Boots on the Ground, Bellamy Suites Wake Up Call line brings you our man, Mr. Andy Sanzata. And again, we will continue our conversation. Okay, Andy, and I was just saying, so I'm really turning it to where we want to bring it. Obviously, you know, we were doing the Browns thing, and again, that conversation is going to continue. It's unfolding regularly. It'll be interesting what we get. Last thing I want to say about it, because I want to transition when you know, as you come in here, I was just talking about, you know, we'll get back over here to the MLB situation. But again, in Detroit this weekend, it's going to be what you see. I feel like this game is more about the Browns fans and what it is we're seeing here, what we're about to see in relation to, and certainly with retrospect to what has gone on thus far. And no better gauge than these doggone boys in the 313 to find out who you really are on whatever level. I don't care about the schedule, everything else. This is going to be your most daunting task thus far. And if we can have a quality performance here, again, I'm not going to stretch it and go as far as winning and all this lunacy, but I will take, again, a competitive stance and a declaration of we not movable like that. Okay. And especially with your defense, because defense, this will say a lot. If you can stop them boys and cut that steamroll down, give me 17-21 with these boys and that defense. And I'm really not mad at you, Browns. I'm not mad at you.
Well,
I think it could be better, Andy. I'm just trying to be humble with it.
I expect there to be almost as many Browns fans as Lions fans in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going down.
That's going to be, interesting to see. But, I think Cleveland's going to have a little more success offensively because for whatever reason, they seem to move the ball better on turf indoors than they do outside. And I just don't understand what's behind that. But I'd just like to see the offense be a little bit more efficient this week. But the one issue that Cleveland has,
and so that's what I was saying before the break.
And the one issue they have is that they have issues on the offensive line. They went and got Thayer Mumford from New England's practice squad today to solidify that because DeJuan Jones is out for the year and Conklin is probably going to be out for the year. It seems like he's never on the field. Flacco can't scramble. He can't get out of the pocket. And if you put Dillon or Shador in there, you give yourself a better opportunity to pick up extra first downs throughout the game because they have the ability to get out of the pocket and pick up yards and pick up first downs in the process. That's my one frustration with the quarterback situation right now. It's not so much who's playing quarterback. It's the fact that Flacco can't move anymore.
And we can't take advantage of things that you should be able to do with these guys.
Exactly. Because there have been multiple opportunities where a mobile quarterback could have picked up an extra first down and kept the drive alive. He just can't do that because the pocket just collapses and there's nowhere for him to go. When he was younger, he used to be able to get out of there and go, but he's 40 now. He just can't do that. We've seen him run for a first down here and there, but that's when there's a gaping hole. When the pocket collapses like that, you got to have somebody that can get outside of that pocket and either throw on the run or run it themselves. And that's my biggest frustration with Stefanski's decision right now.
Talking to Andy Sands out of here, everybody. Certainly Cleveland Browns in his heart. You can hear it, man, as he delivers that to you, but it's nothing but certainly a very astute and reliable perspective with regard to what we've been witnessing and these Browns. And we think we will have something to speak of offensively, we hope, against, an opposition like Detroit. And it's certainly a quality measurable with anything that you want to project moving forward. But we just ask the question here and there, do we start looking around and maybe, and just maybe, starting to entertain the idea of going with our young guys, either one of them, because we haven't seen any serious excitement where this offense is concerned. And many might argue that could be a relative disrespect to this defense that everyone seems to be fancying so much at this point, which is also dangerous too, Andy, because that could go another way. I didn't say it. I want to spend time. We're going to get to this and switch over here to the diamond. But what if the defense were to get clowned? That's another discussion. We have to have that. What if they got out here and Detroit kept it rolling?
Well, we've got the rest of the week to get into it. So,
yeah, but we won't deal with, we know with the reality. We won't mess with the fantasy right now. Because right now we got to live in a different space. Okay, well, this is the space that they're not trying to live in, Andy. If you are the people in Detroit here, it's a flip, if you will, right now, in a relative manner of speaking. A few things, man, because I've had I had to do this with Denny and those guys. Where I'm at, I'm messed up because I'm caught between what's happening in real time and what's going on stage in terms of Detroit having worked on this. This is a project they've been working on since July, man. And when you start to talk about the historical context of all this now, because that's at the foreground of the conversation, we've never seen anything like this. Who knows how this is going to end, and that's cool. And I think we're all very fortunate in both markets, 313, 216, that we have the situation. But I was just saying, man, I'm concerned that Detroit is striking me as an outfit here that may not be able to stop this bleeding. Because as much as we want to talk about all these intricate and compelling storylines with all this, Detroit, you got to just stop the losing. Because Atlanta came in too. We had all of that go off here.
Well, Atlanta, they caught Atlanta at the worst time. Atlanta had won 7 in a row. So that was not good timing for them.
Yeah, and intent on being spoiler. This is public from their clubhouse.
Exactly.
They're enjoying touring around, effing up people's programs, right? So
they did it to us.
Yeah, you cannot continue if you're on this roster in Detroit, man, to just have again night after night. Because Andy, we talked. I said, listen, just here. This is where I'll make the connection. I sat up here and I told you I didn't like them winning the game on the back end of the game. Now, if you had told me Scuba was going to run that flim flam he ran, because I was just asking Josh, maybe you can help me. At what point did they start teaching the hike to down the baseline? I didn't know. I would have preferred a no-look Magic Johnson or something, of that variety here. But it's stuff like that, Andy, that's still fluky. No disrespect to the Guardians, still getting the offense you needed to get. But that and then the subsequent hitting of the batter, all that stuff is on the line here. So this is what I'm saying. And this is why I'm caught up. Because I know what I saw, what I'm seeing here, that was fluky last night, even though it's in the spirit of this narrative. And Cleveland will probably end up sweeping these guys. But I know everybody that is betting, Andy, is thinking to themselves, there's no way this bleeding can continue. And Detroit has to win a game. If not tonight, tomorrow. And I think people will bet that. And I was telling the people on Denny's show, and I'm saying it here, I don't think you should do it. Cleveland is winning both of these just because this is a bettor's setup for the sucker special, waiting for it to turn.
I'll give you the realistic and the logical side of it, right?
Yes, please.
Cleveland's pitching staff is the reason that the Tigers are in the position they're in. The Cleveland Guardians have set a franchise record by having 18 straight games of their starting pitchers give up no more than 2 runs. That's astounding. Forget the fact that it's Cleveland. That's an unbelievable statistic in baseball, period. Do you have any idea how difficult that is to get all 5 of your starters to pitch that well for that long? And they've won 16 out of 18. That's why they're in this position. That's why it was a 15.5 game collapse on Detroit's part. I think that tonight the Guardians get it done again because Tanner Bybee's on the hill.
And you got Flaherty. That's where I'm at.
Well, that too. But here's the thing. When you win a game like you did last night, if you're the Guardians, you have to say to yourself, who can beat us right now? It doesn't matter if this is for the division or if this was the Yankees. Who can beat us if we're going to find ways to win like we did last night by getting 4 infield singles and winning the game? 4 infield singles won the game last night. Think about that. That's unprecedented. And then you had the best bullpen in baseball to shut it down when you get the start you got from Gavin Williams. And you're going to probably get another start like that tonight from Tanner Bybee. I just think that there's so much belief in this clubhouse right now. It doesn't matter who they play. If the pitching continues, the Guardians have a chance to win it all. As ridiculous as that may have sounded a few months ago.
We got a different tone from Sad Man now, people. Did you hear that one?
But I'm going to pump the brakes on that. I'm just saying that only happens if this continues. Will this continue through the playoffs? Probably not. I mean, realistically speaking. But I will say this. Last night was massive for more than one reason. Not only was it the fact that they caught Detroit, they now have the tiebreaker against Detroit. So the Guardians now own the tiebreaker against both the Tigers and the Astros. So it's going to take a monumental collapse now from Cleveland to miss the playoffs, whether it's the division or the wild card. And I just don't see that happening. I think they get in, and I honestly think it's the division. I think that's what it comes down to.
We'll be back, everybody. All right. There's no gray in that. Sit tight, man. It's black and white. One final time on this Wednesday.
When sports need a voice that doesn't play games, it's Andre of the Savages on Black and White Sports, 100.7 The Ticket.
A safe home starts with a strong roof. At Shalgo Roofing, we don't just build roofs. We build peace of mind for you and your loved ones. Our team makes the process simple and stress-free. Protection you can see, trust you can feel, happy family, happy kids, and a roof you can always count on. That's our promise to you. Shalgo Roofing, always professional.
Call 419-691-9641.
Hello, it's Mookie. I'm with Amanda from Northwood Jewelers. What does it mean to remount jewelry?
If you come in and you have a ring that already has a center, but you're not in love with it, we can show our jeweler and we can see what will accommodate for that ring without having to do too much changing around with it. So we can show you different shapes, different sizes, or if you even want to go better quality or color with clarity and everything like that, that faces up nice, our jeweler will let us know what we can put in that ring, and then we can totally zhuzh it up for you.
Northwood Jewelers service before, during, and after the sale.
For 20 years, Kissling, Nestico, and Reddick has represented Ohioans in every county across our state. With thousands of reviews, the numbers speak for themselves. This is just the beginning of our story. Hurt in a car? Call KNR.
Average Amy's. Our coffee has caffeine and our muffins are cooked.
You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Cumulus Digital outperforms industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
the Detroit Tigers 5-2. They win the season series with this victory. Thus, the records are the same, but Cleveland's actually in first and Detroit is in second.
All right, man, let's get ready to get out of here today on this Wednesday. It's final time. Black and White Sports. Appreciate my man Andy Sanzada. Thank you, brother. Another out of the park rendition today. Serious situation, though. Guardians, Tigers, so we continue tonight. Flattery. And Josh, my mind is out of whack at this point, man. But who's starting for Cleveland?
Ivy.
All right, thank you. Help. Gosh, man, we ready to roll, man. This is it. We had an end the break moment. We got to get out of here today. This is all out of, you know what I mean? I'm done with it. I'm through with it. I appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying? I would like to be a professional. I'm not right here. I don't like it. It's nonsense. You know what I'm saying? That goes on. But again, tonight, yeah, heavy, what have you. And good luck with everybody, man. Like I said, I had picks for you guys, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, we won't. Again, last night, rolling out of here, WNBA 89-83 year final in Minnesota. Last night in overtime. Game 3 in Phoenix. So, series tied at 1-1. Same with Indiana and Vegas. Vegas heavy last night, smacking Indiana. They completely gave up. That's what scares me about the Fever. The way they gave up and rolled over 90-68 your final there. So game 3 there, 2-1-1 ties. But there's that. So like I said, I was going with an MLB for you today. 17, but forget that. Good luck. It was probably wrong anyway. Maybe that's why it's not in there. So with that, yeah. We'll see everybody, man, on Thursday. See what we can do, man. Check the game film, see if we can get better at it, and see where we can improve, man. But yes. Oh, and I will say before I do go, thank you very much to my people. Powers Beauty Supply, 901 Nebraska Avenue. Also, Consigned Home Interiors. Change your decor without spending more. 6925 West Central. Also, don't forget this, too. If you are a wine enthusiast and that's something that you are into, we certainly encourage you to stop at the Joseph's Beverage Center. And again, purchasing 6 bottles at any time, 10% off that purchase. If you mention Black and White Sports, Love My 419, or Savvy Television. Again, Savvy Television, Love My 419, or Black and White Sports. Let Mr. Joseph and his staff know that. 10% off that. Okay. Also, we are brought to you by my good friends at the Bellamere Suites, as you know. So make sure you revisit Fun Romance, 866-499. Bella to make your reservation today. All right, man. Well, yeah, with that, I'll say everybody thank you. For my man Andy Sanzada, Josh Burnham, it has been a wonderful day. I am Andre of the Savages. Please be kind, be respectful, never cheat on your wife, man. Enjoy the games tonight, man. Tigers, Guards. We'll see you tomorrow on Thursday. Peace.
Tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.